What's happening, everybody? It is time for another thrift haul. It's been so long since I've done one. I've missed doing thrift hauls because I find cool stuff. And then I'm like, oh, I want to share this. And then I forget. So here we are, finally back. I think, what are we, thrift haul number 63 today? Is that what we are? Are we 63 years old today? So it is Tuesday, doing the thrift haul. And I got my good friend Marie from the Phoenix area. Hello, how are you, girlfriend?
Howdy.
What is going on?
Just enjoying the nice warm weather we're having.
Oh my God, isn't it gorgeous right now? My mom had snow like a day and a half ago. So throw that on, please. We're going to start with you in about 2 seconds here. Okay. All right. So those of you who haven't seen any of my videos, you might look behind me and think, other than Eddie, it looks a little different in Jason's office. And that's because Jason's in a new office. Yay! So I will be talking more about that. But, you know, sometimes you got to make that move when you're building your business into something bigger. And so that's what I did. And so the first thing we want to share, and we got tons of stuff. Look, I'm going to show you everything today, obviously, but one haul from one specific place that's going to yield me over $1,000 in profit. So we got all kinds of good stuff. And we're going to watch Marie give herself a haircut with a Flowbee.
I don't think so.
Oh, come on. Wait, I thought you promised that.
I thought you were going to cut your beard with it.
Okay, shut it.
Oh.
No, you got it. All right. So also, which I haven't talked about, is I have a new assistant. Her name is Brittany, and she's awesome. And she's going to be my model for the first thing. Now, the first thing I'm showing you this first for two reasons. So she can get back to doing what she was doing. And if you're going out to thrift and it's sale day and it's like 5 p.m., don't sweat it. There is still good stuff on the racks. Some people are like, oh, I missed the beginning of sale day. There's got to be nothing good left. All right, ready?
Yeah.
So for those of you who know Doctor Who, here is a Doctor Who TARDIS robe. Yeah, spin it around. Move your hair, please. This was on the rack on sale day at $5.45 for $3. Thank you very much, my lovely model. Oops. So yeah, $3. What a deal. Now it's not, you know, I'm not going to retire off that, but it's like a $30 robe. So for $3, I'm excited. Oh, by the way, I always forget to say this at the beginning. Everything you see today is for sale. So if there's something that strikes your interest, just reach out to me or Marie, and we'll be happy to just cut a straight up deal with you. Happy to do a straight up deal. Yep, $3. My admin Christine's like $3. I'm like, yeah. Okay, so since we're talking, that was kind of like men's clothing. I got a bunch more to share with you. Now, Marie, do you thrift? Yeah, thrift at Buffalo Exchange?
I have not thrifted at Buffalo Exchange.
You've got one, at least one in Phoenix.
Yeah. But you got to remember now, I am now like 20 miles from Phoenix. So
yeah, but I say when you got to run errands or if you're down in Tucson, same deal. So I've been finding cool stuff. I always do, but this blew my mind. If those of you know the band Dream Theater, here's a new with tags Dream Theater Dickie shirt, and there's the back. Let's get rid of that. Thank you. This was $12. $12 new with tags. Going to be like a $50 shirt. And there wasn't just one. There was two, but they're different. So it says Dream Theater again, but it doesn't have the big graphic on the back, but it does have that on the bottom. And then one of these sleeves has the Dream Theater logo too. Now this doesn't have the actual new with tags, but it's crispy, just the same crispiness as the other one. So I'll probably even do it a new without tags. This has never been washed. You know, if you do this long enough, you can tell when things haven't been washed.
All right, Jason.
Yeah.
I'll take your, how much does that one cost you?
They were $12 each.
I'll take your $12 shirt and I'll raise you $4 from a church sale.
Nice.
Brand new with tags. A Roper Western embroidered men's shirt. Look at that beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's a nice new tag.
And check the back. And actually, we had 3 or 4 of these, all different styles, but they were all brand new with tags, $4 a piece. Fully, I mean, and like nicely embroidered, just amazing, just gorgeous. So I'm listing this for $99.
Very nice. All right. So same store, not new with tags like the last two, but I've sold this shirt no less than 8 times in a variety of sizes. Rain Spooner, who usually makes Hawaiian shirts, has done a whole line of sports shirts too. So here is the USC Trojan shirt. And this was only $11. And usually when I sell these, I can get anywhere from like 40 to 70, depending on the size. I've sold an extra small, which is a very few customers, for like $35. And I've sold a double X in the like the $65 range. This happens to be a large.
I haven't found any of those yet. I have been looking though.
You've not found any Rain Spooner sport ones?
Not the sport ones. I know that Darren, hi
Darren,
has.
Hang on. You weren't on screen. There you go. That's for Darren.
I know that he's found one. But I'm jealous. I haven't found any of those yet.
And then this, I might sell it online, but I also vend at tiki events. And so some items, if you get a chance to vend at a flea market or a specific event like tiki, sometimes things that wouldn't do as well online would do much better. They're on the mannequin. They're in your booth, especially at our events. Everyone's drinking. So I always think about those events too. This is a Palm Air Hawaii, good brand. However, this isn't really all that Hawaiian. Definitely got a more Asian feel to it. And although I could sell it on eBay or Etsy or in those kind of places, I think this would be a really good one live and in person at one of the tiki events. It is a size, vintage size large, but it was $7. You can't leave that behind for $7.
And I can't leave this behind for a quarter.
So yeah, look at that. Now which Trader Vic's is that from?
This one is a 1958 menu from the Savoy Hilton in New York. And I looked it up, and the only one I could find sold was all the way back in 2007, and it sold for $26. So I think I'm going to be listing it.
Turned into whatever it's called nowadays, and not that I'm going to get into a huge political discussion, but our president owns that building, and he closed down Trader Vic's because he said it was tacky. So I disliked our president for a long time.
Yeah.
How dare you, sir?
I couldn't believe it. It was with 2 other, my daughter collects program books and stuff from Broadway plays, and there was 2 of those, and this was sitting behind it. And so, he gave me this and the other 2 and something else, all for $1. It even has the authentic grease stains inside.
Now, the bummer is that's the food menu, correct?
It is.
So for those of you who are looking at old tiki menus, there's okay money in the food menus, but there's way more money in the cocktail menus when they have the pictures of the mugs that the drinks come in. And then Velma said, I always have one purchase at each tiki event that was tainted by rum and leads to buyer's remorse. And Christine wants to know how much I would sell that for an event. Christine, I'd probably sell it for $35, $40. Now, here's another thing that I was shocked that was still on the shelf or still on the rack. It was sale day at Goodwill. So this was 50% off. It is a seersucker Brooks Brothers sports coat. $5. And it was like halfway through sale day. I'm like, I looked it up. The last one sold for like 52 or something. I'm like, well, this is awesome. I'm just shocked that people, because I ain't the only picker in town, but they overlook cool things like this. And look, we're going into summer. That's when people wear seersucker. So I'm very excited by that. All right, Marie, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Uh-oh. What's that?
Who is on, I got to put me on the big screen. Who is on my shirt? So if you make sure you click me so you can see it bigger.
Old Mick Yelston had a farm. You are asking the wrong person.
So that's Mikhail Gorbachev in the suit and Boris Yeltsin in the overall. So back when Russia was changing from Russia to the USSR, this was a political shirt back then. But vintage, made in the USA, through the looms. And what I love is it is I don't know if it's going to focus. 98% cotton, 2% other fibers. Yeah. So these are the kind of things that, you know, people love vintage made in the USA t-shirts. And you got two recognizable figures. It was funny. My assistant, who's on the younger side compared to me, was like, oh, I'm going to work on that t-shirt with the presidents on it. I'm like, that's not presidents. Well, not our presidents, at least.
I have a Superman shirt that I wonder, I think it's vintage, but I don't know. I'll know about it really quick. Go ahead and keep doing what you're doing.
Sure. So a couple of our t-shirts I picked up. T-Fury, we've talked about many times in the past. It's a good brand that does cool pop culture things. Okay, chat, who's the first one to realize what this shirt is? Because I bet you there'll be some of you that don't know what this shirt is. Ooh, I see a beard hair. Let's get rid of that. That's disgusting. Goodbye, beard hair. All right, so who knows what this shirt is in the chat? Ooh, let me fix it there. There you go. Christine got it. Pee-wee. I'm a loner, Dottie, a rebel. So there was only $2, so that was cool. And then one of the coolest bars in Las Vegas isn't in Las Vegas. It's actually out in Good Springs, which is about 20 minutes outside the city. It's called the Pioneer Saloon. So the history of the Pioneer Saloon is it's been in business since 1913, so over 100 years. Clark Gable was sitting at the Pioneer Saloon drinking when Carol Lombard, his wife, was flying in to meet him in Vegas. Her plane hit a mountain. She died. So then he stayed there the rest of the weekend and drank. There's bullet holes that have never been fixed from old gunfights. Their only form of heat in the wintertime is a potbelly stove. They've been in 100 commercials, TV shows, and movies. So it's a cool place. So when you find cool t-shirts like Certified Asshole, Carrion Member, and obviously someone dropped off their whole Pioneer Saloon collection, you pick them up because it is one of the top 10 places to get married in Las Vegas is this little shit kicker, dusty dive bar out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, here's my shirt. And I think that it's vintage.
All right, let's see that.
It's a Superman, but the tag, it's cool. So it's got the full tag in the back, so it's not a printed tag, but it is a single. It's one of the first single stitch arms I've found. I almost always find double, but this is a single.
So it's not a printed tag.
Did you what?
I thought you said it was a printed tag.
No. It's not printed on the fabric.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a tag. So I'm going to assume that it's vintage. I'm not 100% sure, but I decided just because it was single stitched on the arm that I'd pick it up for. It was a half off day as well, or maybe this was even dollar day. I can't remember if this one was dollar day or not. So. And
then last T-shirt I'm going to share, then I'll throw it over to you for some more stuff.
Sure.
And then here's my question. So this is a Hank Williams Jr. T-shirt. I think most people would know Hank. And on the back it says, I got whiskey betting with Hank, and it's a size 2XL. What is this design? We cannot figure out what this is supposed to be. It was kind of like, is it a cowboy hat? Nope. Is it a fleur-de-lis? Nope. Is it a bull? Not really. So anyone in the chat or anyone watching later can tell me what the hell this design is. And I don't mean the rebel flag inside of it. I mean the actual shape of this whole thing. I don't know what we're looking at. Because we wanted to kind of describe it, but we can't figure it out. Like, is that an old time, like, mountain guy smoking an old pipe? I don't know what's going on here. Eagle or griffin? So what's this little part, if that's an eagle or griffin? Because I don't think so. It's so weird. It's such a weird shirt. I mean, it'll sell. Hank Jr. has got fans for days. Obviously, his dad is Hank Sr. He's super famous. His kid's super famous, too. So, Ruger Firearms, is that so? Matt's saying Ruger Firearms. Is that the logo to Ruger Firearms? That what Hank just borrowed it? All right, let me look that up. I'll throw it to you. You can show some goodies and let me look up Ruger Firearms.
All righty. So I'm going to start with some Build-A-Bears that I found. I love plush. I do really well with plush, actually. So this is one of them that I found. If you've ever seen this guy, make sure I got him in the frame here correctly. This is part of the Hello Kitty. His name is Choco Cat, and I paid $2.99 for him at Goodwill. And he averages between, I didn't realize he has a sound thing in him. So just so that you guys know, when you find Build-A-Bears, any Build-A-Bear can be unstuffed and you can sell them without the stuffing. There's little stitches in the back you can take out. You can wash them. If the sound doesn't work, you can take the sound out of them. people will buy them unstuffed because you can bring them to any Build-A-Bear and get them stuffed for free. So that's a cool little tip for anybody. So you don't have to always ship the whole thing. If it's like, if you find one that's dirty, feel free to unstuff it and stick it in your washing machine. It's not a big deal. Or you can even put it in the washer with the stuffing in it. Almost most of them. So, so this one goes for about $20 to $40. So I'm putting them up for $34.99. This is Choco Cat. And then this is one of the Hello Kitties that I found. You'll find a lot of Hello Kitties. You really got to look them up. If they don't have their bows, which is the hardest part, they're not usually worth very much. So make sure they have their bow. All the ones mostly come with a Velcro bow. But trying to get them at a thrift store with a bow on them is really difficult. So I think I probably picked this up at a garage sale. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't have the bow on it. So those are my two Build-A-Bears here.
So it does look just like the Ruger Firearms logo. So what I think Hank did was he just kind of took the logo and he adjusted it a smidge because it's dead on. So thank you, everybody. I know somebody said this is Hank's logo, but yeah, if you look at the Ruger Firearms logo, it's this pretty much with a little bit of alteration to it.
Nice. I got this from a garage sale last weekend. This is a Ravensburger 3D Night Edition puzzle. It comes with LED. So I paid $2 for it. And it sells for $24 to $30. So that was really good. And it was sealed. I didn't have to think. I didn't even look it up. She said $2. I'm like, okay, that's good. That sounds good to me. And then, of course, just like you were saying, the half off days. So this was hanging. We went at probably 11 o'clock. We went after a community sale. And this was still hanging on the bagged wall. I couldn't believe it. They had it marked at $17.99, so I got it for half. I opened it up. I plugged it in. I always try to plug things in to make at least sure they have power. And it worked fine. So this is a Flowbee. For those of you that don't know what it is, it cuts your hair. You attach one end of it to a vacuum cleaner. And so it sucks all the hair out of it as you're doing it. Oh, here, sign it sideways. There we go. Flowbee. And this one, I just sold one earlier this year, in March. I sold it for $74.99. So I paid $7.99 for this at half off. And so I'm going to put it back up for $74.99.
You know what really helps sell that for $74.99? You giving your husband a haircut with it.
No, but I have a video.
I
do put a video in there, so to make sure that it works.
As seen, as Dar said, as seen on TV.
Right?
Now, I don't have any Flowbees, but I do have a couple hats. So if you use the Flowbee and mess up your hair, here's a couple hats you could wear. Now, I showed this in the preview video. I cannot find this hat anywhere. This Goodyear shoemaker hat. I can't find it. So I looked current and sold eBays. I looked at Terapeak, which goes back a year. And I looked at WorthPoint, which has collectibles, which sometimes old hats will be labeled as collectible. And there's no tag in it. But you can see, I don't think it's ever been worn, but it's really old. So that's super cool. That was $1 at a garage sale. Same person. They have this NRA hat. This is a pretty common NRA hat, but it sells for around $20. So for $1, I picked it up. And then here's the cool one, Marie. We've talked about collecting fezzes before and buying them from Shriners, and the more jewelry on it, the better they'll sell. Well, here is a hat from a Shriner temple in, I don't even know where it is. Fargo, North Dakota. But what's cool is it's got the tassel on the cap, just like the fez would have. And I couldn't find a hat like this. So again, I'm confident in my dollar expenditure. And then this is the kind of thing that you look for. These old trucker hats. This one is made in Taiwan. Taiwan's kind of that era of, I think, the late 80s, early 90s, when there were just tons of cool trucker hats. And you're looking for kind of specific things that are unique and a little not the norm, but very specific. So this is the Redondo Beach Police K9 team. Put your teeth in the law. So that was actually Buffalo Change.
There's a Redondo Beach in Washington. I wonder if that's from there.
No, I'm sure it's Redondo Beach here or not here. I'm not in LA anymore, but in LA.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong, but I paid $8 at Buffalo Exchange. But these are the kind of things that I'll list for like $40. So So if you mess up your haircut with the Flowbee, I got a hat for you. All right, what you got there, Tiger?
I do. Look at that. Check out that beauty. Can you see those teeth?
Those are some great teeth.
Wow. So this one is actually, let me find it on my list here. Where did I write this one down at? It's a tiger. Now I feel like a dork. I just had it too. But anyway, it went. I'm gonna list it for like $69. So, it's by Brubaker. I paid $4 for it at a garage sale. This is when I was looking for stuff for the scavenger hunt.
The scavenger hunt.
I need something that's over $50, and this was one of the ones that I found. This was really cool. So I got him, and then I also got. We talked about this earlier. The Melissa and Doug large pug.
Doug pug.
Yeah, huge, very large. So he sells for about between $25 and $40, and I paid $2.39 for him at Goodwill. So.
All right, someone asked if Flowbee was still in business, and yes, they still are. And Flowbee started, for more fun facts, Flowbee started. It was developed and filed for a patent in 1986. So there you go. There's your fun fact about Flowbee for the night.
There you go.
Now, if someone tries to give you a Flowbee haircut and you don't have a hat and maybe you want a baseball bat to smack them with, keep your eyes peeled for used baseball bats, even in this condition with the nicks and the scuffs. They go for good money. These were $3 each, and they're going to sell for $40 each. And a lot of my bats go to other countries, usually European. So make sure to be offering worldwide shipping, because there's very few products you don't have to worry about them breaking in transit.
Are those like aluminum bats?
Yep. Okay. So you do not need to worry about like bubble wrap and peanuts and all that stuff. You just jam it in the smallest tube you can and off it goes. But I've sold used bats, $75, $100. If you are really into baseball, you're buying a brand new bat, you're paying $400 or $500 for it. So even in used condition, someone who can't afford the $500, they're like, look, it's got some life into it. I'll pay $40 for it. Heck yeah. And Easton are the best. This is a Louisville Slugger, and this is a Derby Roy's. So not my normal Eastons, but still for $3 each, I was excited to get them. And if you don't know, if you've never done bats before, here's just a little tip from Jay. The length and the weight are always on the bottom. So this one's 34 inches long, 27 ounces. So when you go to sell it, you need to know that, because people will buy their bats based on length and weight. Do you want it fatter because you're a bigger dude and you can crush it, or you're a little bit lighter of a guy and you want it lighter so you can bring it around faster? And obviously a bigger guy like me is going to need a longer bat. So always make sure you're listing the ounces and the measurements in your title. Oh, what is that cute little bunny?
So most people have probably read this book. Guess How Much I Love You. If you haven't read it, you probably read it to your kids when they were little. But I was going to the restroom in I don't know if it was a Savers or a Goodwill. But anyway.
You went to the restroom?
I did. Unfortunately, I had to go. And it was right about closing time. I think it was like 9:04. And our Goodwills are really awesome here. They don't kick you out. They don't even make an announcement that they're going to close. They just lock the doors. So, and I found this.
Inside.
Look how big he is.
Yeah,
and it has a big embroidery on the belly, which is really cool. So it says, I love you right up to the moon and back. So it matches the book. I couldn't even find one this big. This is, without the ears, is 30 inches tall. So I found smaller ones that, oh my goodness, he's big. I'm going to put him down. He's really big. But I found smaller ones that ranged anywhere from, 30 all the way up to $99. So I'm probably going to maybe put 79 on him or something. He has a little mark. I'm going to try and get that off, but so
he's gorgeous. All right.
Beautiful.
We got a nice little live audience. So hi, everybody live. Look, if you're watching after the fact, you see something you like, just reach out to me. If you can't find Marie, we'll be happy I'll get you in touch with her. But do us a favor, give us a thumbs up down below, because I'm going to show you a brand that most of you have never heard of that'll make you money coming up here. And my haul that I spent $144 and then make over $1,000. So it's a product I've talked about in the past, but you know, when something comes to fruition right in front of you, you're like, oh, I really got to share this, because it'll happen in other places besides Las Vegas. All right, let me show a couple more men's clothes, and I can close out that tub. So sure. I was thrifting with Debbie. She's in the chat. Hi, Debbie. And she was traveling home, so I didn't have a lot of room. So she's like, hey, you want these? So here's 3 Hawaiian shirts. And as you can see, the patterns are not all that exciting, especially compared to the one I showed earlier. But here's what's nice about these, and I actually paid $5 for them. It's Aloha Republic, which that's an okay brand, but it's 5XL. So when you get large men and large women stuff, 5X for men, 5XL, 6XL. I've sold 8XL. I've sold 10XL. The options are very limited. So when you find a good brand like Aloha Republic, it's not an expensive brand, but it's a good bread and butter brand, and you find the big sizes in great shape, I would absolutely pick these up every day. Every day. So definitely keep your eyes peeled in the big section for both men and women, for sure. Just learned about some new jeans. I saw 2 pair hanging on the rack. I bought both. Then I found out one was missing the button. Boo. And I didn't know this brand, but it's called Embellish. You ever sold Embellish jeans, Marie?
I don't know that I have. Clark may have.
So as you can tell, this is the stuff that's already comes pre-distressed and fancy and stuff. But these are like $75 jeans, and they had them at Savers for $5. And like I said, I got 2 pair. The problem is this button's missing. So I'm going to have to have my seamstress put on generic and get it fixed, because the jeans will still be worth decent money. Save that for the end. And, you know, always just look down the rack of clothes, and maybe you've already looked through the whole rack and picked the things you liked, but look for new with tags. You might not stop on just a plain blue pair of like golf shorts, but I noticed it was True Nation. That's the Big and Tall brand. And that little sticker means it was on sale at the Big and Tall store. I know these things because I'm a big and tall kind of guy. But these are brand new, obviously 56-inch waist. So I'm even liking, which one was it? Yeah, look at that. That's an outfit right there.
That's nice.
A guy wearing 56 waist and a 5X shirt. That's about the size of the guy. I don't think these got donated together. They might have, but what a beautiful outfit that is. So new with tags, I did pay $6, but these shorts new were around $50, give or take. So absolutely pick them up. And the last 2 things in my boys' tub. I might just keep these because they're my size. But jeans, and we've talked about this many times, it's the one product where even if it gets distressed after the fact is a good thing. People love, and the way these have worn out, they're beautiful. This will actually increase the value. These are 501s, and they're worn out perfectly. They're not too, you know, some people like huge holes. Some people just like a little wear and tear. This is perfect. But like I said, they're my size, so they might not be getting any further than my closet. And the last thing, I know we're coming out of snow season, but Ossie's a great brand of ski wear, OSSI. And so this jacket is pretty spectacular. The only bummer is it's on the smaller side, but it's a great jacket. I paid $9 for it, and when it sells, it'll sell for probably around 40 or 50. And this was made in Hong Kong. This is a little bit older. This is like 1990s. But keep your eyes open for Ossie jackets and snowsuits also. All right, back to you.
Well, that goes right into my snowsuit.
Oh, shut up. We didn't plan this, by the way.
We went into the Goodwill, and they actually had an adult size and a kid size Overmeyer snowsuit. I looked up the adult size. They only wanted like $6.99 for it. So we got that one. And then and the adult ones, I mean, they go for $60 on up. And then then Clark went over to the kids area. Now, we don't usually sell kids stuff, but he found this one brand new with tags. They say $131 on it. And we paid $6.99 for this one as well. And it's reversible and full zipper, black and neon on the inside. And then the whole other side is all neon. So we're hoping to get $60 or $70 out of that one as well. Again, that one was new with tags though. So that was amazing.
I love that green. Let me answer a question real quick.
Sure.
would you sell the shorts and shirt together? In the store that day, I was hanging out with Debbie. I said, you know what? I might throw up these shorts and the shirt together because, look, guys, for the most part, have a hard time putting outfits together that wives and girlfriends approve of. Can't tell you how many times I've walked out of my bedroom and Stacey's been like. So since those shirt and shorts go so well together, I'm thinking we're going into summertime. Yeah, I'm definitely going to list that as a lot. And someone told me to list that jacket at $60, so I absolutely will. Who was that? Thanks, Mary. Ooh, what is this prettiness I see coming up?
No, this one I'm actually keeping for myself because I don't usually find things like this. This was found also during the scavenger hunt for sand art. So this has sand and gravel and glass and everything, and I absolutely love the colors in it. And it's only in an 8x10 frame, so I wouldn't normally pay that much for something because this was $10. But I loved it. I love the colors. So I'm keeping this. But I looked up gravel art and went, man, these things can go for a lot of money.
That is the most unique, if you want to call it gravel art, I've ever seen. So
I love it.
I bet you my mom's watching. I bet you she's like, ooh, that's cool.
Well, yeah, it's got gravel and grass and grass.
By the way, they're fighting in the chat about what you should sell the snowsuit for.
Why? What's that?
75. Someone else said no, 100.
The kid size?
Yes.
Really?
The chat's fighting over your kid's snowsuit.
All right, now this is something that is just crazy. I can't believe the prices. I can't believe these aren't. So you guys have, I don't know if you find these very often, but okay, where's my little thing at? Have you seen these?
Awesome.
I looked these guys up. They go for over $40. And there hasn't been very many on there. I looked at Punching Clown, Boxing Clown. It's amazing, these vintage things, how much they go for. And we paid like $1.59 for it at Goodwill. It was in with the toys. So I was pretty excited about that. Like I said, we were going to keep it. And then I looked it up and I'm like, I think we're going to sell it.
So I want to let everyone know because, sometimes people watch after the fact. And nowadays, which is cool on YouTube, if you want to watch the chat, it used to go away after the show was over. Nowadays, when you watch this show, you can watch the chat. It goes in real time. And so you might, but if you don't, you might miss this. So Roland, who initially said that was the Ruger firearm logo, he did a little digging. So Roland, thank you very much. He said, I was wrong about the Hank logo. Word is he got permission from Ruger Firearms to use their logo. And it's like I said, it's a little bit of a variation, but you could tell once you know that logo it is. So Roland, thank you very much. That is so awesome. And that's kind of the way my whole Facebook group works. If you're not a member of the Thrifting Board, come on over. It's a free group. We just added our 54,000th member, and it's a free group that of thrifters and eBayers and Amazoners and Etsyers of all sizes, shapes, ages, and we all love to help each other. So that's the kind of stuff that happens every day. Like we're having it live right during the show, but someone finds something in the store and they're like, I don't know what this is. And within seconds, people are like, oh yeah, it's this, da, 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 da. So make sure you join the Thrifting Board if you're not in there.
So this, I don't know how many of you guys pass up baby blankets or when you're, especially when you're going to garage sales. I mean, we used to drive by garage sales and go, oh my gosh, it's all kids stuff when we just drove by. I found out about the discovery of baby blankets. People will pay ridiculous prices for used baby blankets for the simple fact their kids lose them and they want to replace them and they want to pretend like they never disappeared. So they want the same one. And if it's a little bit worn, sometimes that's even better because then their kids don't recognize that it's not theirs. So this blanket right here is actually one from Costco and it sells for between $20 and $30 used. So this brand, it's called Little Miracles, but I picked up some other ones. I picked up some Disney ones. I have a Pooh one and some Precious Moments ones that have a little embroidery on them. So you really got to look them up because not all of them do well, but specific ones that have specialty items, and especially if they have that satin around the edge, man, they usually will do pretty well.
My one of the admins, we call them lifeguards in the Thrifting Board, Christine's in the chat, and she just sold a Lovey for over $30 and it was used. So if you don't know what a Lovey is, it's a little type of kid's blanket. All right, so I'm gonna change gears real hardcore here. Look at this, Marie. I'll even quiz you.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so this is It's behind. It's in the boutique section of a thrift store, and so contains one fast. And I'm like, what's a fast? So I look down here and it says may cause blurriness, not compatible with slow, sluggish, or plodding. May cause increase in gravitational forces. I'm like, okay, that's not real. So there's the picture of it. And so I'm looking all over for like, what the hell this thing is. And so I pull it out. And here's what it is. So let's see if anyone in the chat knows what the heck this is. There's the back. Now, this is like a little golf ball. It actually comes off.
It looks like a bunny rabbit.
And then you have accessories you can make as tail. So now, now it's going to be a lightning bolt. Oh, if I can get it on there. There, now it's a lightning bolt tail. And it's got two other tails in here also. So does anyone know what this is? I don't think that's the right one, but just write down, and then we'll figure it out. Not a robot. And look, it's nothing. It's plastic. There's no speaker. It doesn't do anything. And I finally had to do a little more reading. And what it is when you look at this, and it still doesn't say it, the company anywhere, but it does say, so I'm reading this, inside most, but not all of us, there is a fast. And according to data we collected from thousands of respondents, it looks like a little like something like this. Maybe you never thought about what your fast looks like, but when we designed the GTI MKV, so you got to know what the GTI MKV is, and it's a Volkswagen car. It does not say Volkswagen anywhere on this box, but it does say it on the bottom of the foot.
Oh my gosh.
So until I yanked it out, I couldn't figure out what it was. And these sell for $45.
Wow.
So the tip there is look at the boutique section. And if something's really making you scratch your brain, figure it out. Or back to the thrifting board. When you don't know what the hell you got, throw the thrifting board. I can't tell you how many times I'm stumped at a thrift store. Within minutes, someone helps me out. So keep your eyes peeled for weird shit. You got something weird?
Going into weird. So I got this at Goodwill. Now, this was an amazing find that I wish I could find every day. So this was actually on the section with all of the, where they put the clocks and all the hanging art and whatnot. So what this was, I've already taken it apart, but this was a clock, handmade, and on it was 13 of these. Now, from the front, it might not look like much. If you're a regular thrifter, you probably recognize it right away. It was a belt buckle.
Yeah.
There were 13 belt buckles on this clock. And they were all like Western belt buckles and stuff. And so we decided from the back, it was pretty easy to take them off. We did do some research after we took it off. So we've taken all of the belt buckles off now. So this is what it looks like. And I'm not keeping this. Clark might want to do something, but so I paid $7.99 with my discount on that. So these belt buckles ended up being 65 cents a piece. What was really cool is once we took the belt buckles off, we found out they were all Tony Lama first edition belt buckles from the Cattle Breed Series collection. Now, we did a little research and we actually found another homemade clock that was sold on eBay in 2017 with all 13 buckles for $400. So, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Ooh, whoa.
I know. But then when we looked up all the belt buckles individually go for anywhere between $30 and $80. And the ones that are all higher priced seem to be the ones that have free shipping. So I've already listed some of them on there, and I put $60 a piece on all these belt buckles, and I already have some watchers. So I'm excited about that. So I definitely am going to be getting my $7 back. I'm pretty sure about that.
So Ken said, "Oh, that's bull," and then he said Philly separately, and then Mary said, "Holy BS."
Yeah, look at here's just some other ones. I mean, there's a Maine Angus. There's an Angus. I mean, there's things on here that I've never even heard of. A Cemental. I don't even know what those are. A Brahmin. Beefmaster. I mean, they have all of them. So there's 13.
That'd be my nickname, Beefmaster.
13. They're brass. They're solid brass. It says that right on the back of them. Like I said, first edition Tony Lama. As soon as we took it off and saw Tony Lama, I went, yay! I'm excited. So that was a really lucky find. I wish I could find those all the time.
All right, you got any flags there?
I do have one.
Okay, so grab that. I'm going to show two.
Okay.
Like I said, we didn't like preface anything, so it's funny that she got a flag. Okay, so this Valley Forge flag is not an expensive flag. It doesn't sell for much, but I opened it in the thrift store, and so there it is, folding the triangle. But what I got when I looked in here was certified. So I'm like, what's certified about this flag? So make sure you're digging when you're looking in the thrift stores. And so this is to certify that the company flag was flown over the United States Capitol on January 20th, 1985, Inauguration Day, at the request of the Honorable Sheikh Hecht, United States Senator. The flag was flown for Sally Vidkis and is signed by George M. White, FAIA, architect of the Capitol. So it's got that in it. It's got a little a letter about it. It's got the receipt for the flag.
Nice.
And the flag was sold at an auction here in town. So someone bought this at auction at the Plaza Hotel a long time ago, and then it ended up at Savers for $3. So I give it a whirl. Last one sold for $25. I don't know if it had all the literature inside of it, though, so I'll give it a whirl. Then I found this. Now, the trick is where I find the flags. I don't know where you found yours, but where I find the flags is in the linen section, usually in the kitchen linens. For whatever weird reason, they never have a flag section. That's where they jam the flags. So some guy or gal, I guess, you know, why be sexist about it, who loves their Mazda will love this flag in their garage. And this was $3. And it's heavy duty. It is heavy duty. So if you're driving a Mazda and you always want the flag in your garage to park in front of, I got the flag for you. I got it right here.
I found mine. I can't mind if mine was in the linen Mine was in the linen section. I don't remember if this one was in with the sheets. No, this might have been in with the sheets. I can't remember. This is the biggest flag I've ever gotten.
Oh yeah, it's a big one. Holy crap! That is put it on a pole and fly it behind your redneck pickup truck. That's
yes. So this is the Tony Stewart NASCAR flag, and I know he doesn't drive for them anymore or anything, but somebody who collects Tony Stewart stuff is going to want. I mean, this is huge. I couldn't even find a NASCAR flag this big on eBay, and I haven't really done a whole lot of research on it, except for what I did in the store. But then when I saw it was $4.99, I was just like, screw it, I'm just going to buy it anyway. So.
Yeah, I don't do well in NASCAR stuff, but that flag is so big, it would have intrigued me too. And Christine, my admin, she lives in Montreal, said you guys find flags often. And I would say when I am thrifting on a normal basis, where I'm at least hitting it once or twice a week, I typically find about 2 flags a month when I'm going out normally. I see others, but 2 a month that I'm going to grab to flip. So yeah, they're definitely pretty common. And Mary said someone will buy that flag from you, Marie. Oh yeah, like I said, NASCAR isn't a big thing for me. It doesn't do as well, but that flag is so big. If it was a normal size flag, I might have passed it. But a flag, you know, that I can wrap around me a couple times, that's a big ass. Now, speaking of big ass things, new with tags for $5. I did pay $5. Is this bra 48 double F? And the key to this bra is it is strapless. Doesn't even have the hooks for straps. So this is a strapless bra.
Dang, I didn't bring my bra out. I have an H somewhere I found. And it's in my garage though. 48
double F. And it's pretty because the other thing about when men's and women's stuff gets to be bigger sizes, those are good looking Hawaiian shirts at a 5XL. A lot of times companies, for whatever reason, think bigger men and women don't want to be stylish, and that's just not the case. Some might want to not be all flashy, but this is a very pretty bra. I mean, you know, I live in Vegas. It could definitely be a stripper bra, but if you just happen to have big boobs, it's pretty. So 48 double F on that. And Stacy found this purse. Now, I didn't know this brand, Marie, and I still don't know what the hell it says. Foley. Oh, geez. I probably should have had Stacy tell me exactly. Foley and Karina. Ever heard of them?
I have not.
So here's the purse. It's studded. See the studs?
Oh, nice.
So it's Foley and Carina, and based on Stacy's research, she tells me this purse is going to sell in the $60 range, and we paid $20 for it.
Nice.
So I like when I bring my wife along and she's finding stuff that I've never seen. I might have shown this before, so if you guys have seen this, I apologize. But just in case, I thought it was fun to show it again. Someone took a pair of jeans and made it a purse, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty good work. I've seen upcycled stuff like this before. It's lined. It's got pockets inside. You know, there's no brand. Someone just did it, but this is a pretty kick-ass purse. Bam.
That's big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You definitely could hold a lot of stuff in it. And if you saw Thrifty Business last Thursday, and if not, why not? My score, and it was also my Where in the World went to Germany, was a Desigual jacket. And after we sold it, we found the matching. This is the exact matching wallet to that jacket I just sold.
Nice.
So $3. So definitely keep your eyes open for Desigual. I'm never sure how to pronounce it. There it is. So keep your eyes peeled for that brand. I've always done well. What you got there?
I was at a garage sale. We've all been to that one where you see somebody else pick something up and you're like, put it back down, put it back down, put it back down.
Put it the force.
I was standing at a table and I was looking something up, which was these ornaments, and somebody else came along and picked up one of them, and she was looking at it, and I was like, oh no, put it back down, put it back down, put it back down. And she put it back down. And I asked the lady, I said, how much do you want for the ornaments? And she's like, oh, it's just make an offer. I'm just trying to raise money for my daughter to go to Europe or wherever she was going. And she was telling everybody else like prices of like a quarter, a dime. And I'm like, I'll give you $10 for those. And she's like, oh my gosh, that's so nice of you. And look at these. These are Pauline hand blown Christmas ornaments. I have I Love Lucy. I have, what is this one? This one is Wizard of Oz. I have Woodstock, and I have actually already sold my Cat in the Hat and my Spider-Man. Cat in the Hat sold for $49 and Spider-Man sold for $39. So, and I paid about, well, less than $1 a piece because with everything else that I got more than 10 things. So, like you were talking about, Christmas sells all year long. Don't be afraid of Christmas ornaments. I also sold a Hallmark ornament for a Wayne Gretzky Hallmark ornament for like $40.
Yeah, I've sold some Wayne Gretzky ornaments. They go well. I want to go back to a question. Wants to know how I'm going to take pictures of the 48 FF. So I have two female mannequins. One's like what I would call a normal size, and one's definitely a plus size. Not super plus, but plus enough. This will still be big on it, but I'll put it on that because it'll fit nicely around the chest. And then I will take clear air pillows to stuff the boobs to make it look right. Because I tell you, people who don't show the bras on something, typically a mannequin, and it's a bigger bra, and you put it like on a hanger or just drop it on the floor, it looks very sad. I can't imagine a lot of women like to buy bras that look sad. Make the bra look happy. Put it on a mannequin and fill it up. What you got there?
These are some prints that I got for $2.
Beth Doolittle.
It is at a garage sale, and the gentleman thought that, so this is called The Forest Has Eyes. It sells really well. This one sells for about $79 for this size, but then there's this size as well. It's the exact same print, and for some reason, because of the color, the dissension of color here, if you can see that one side is brighter than the other, I believe this came out of a magazine print. Most of them that people get framed, they usually have the matte come down the middle. This one does not. But he thought that it was that somebody had just made a copy of it and done a poor copy of it and then had it professionally framed at Michael's. So, but it's not that. So I'm excited.
So Beth Doolittle, I'm sure you all can tell by now, but she hides faces in all her pictures. Some are easy to see, and some of the pictures she's done, you really got to look. And the long one, it has, just watching it, I was like, there's got to be at least 20 hidden faces in there. So yeah. That's Beth Doolittle stuff. I don't have any art to share, but I do have Elvis. So that's a good segue. So this Elvis record, it's like a $15 record, but I wanted to show it because I've never seen one like this. You can get a little thing to stick in a 45 to then play it on the spindle for the 33, but I've never seen a metal one. That's made out of metal.
Oh.
You know, typically they're plastic, but so I don't know if that adds to the value. I don't know if I should pop that out. I didn't look up that specifically, but there's the Elvis record. Got it at Savers for 50 cents. Like I said, it's about $15. It's in pretty decent shape. I'll show you two other records. This was in the record section, but then when I shook it, I realized it's not a record box set, it's a CD box set. But they so underpriced this. They really messed it up. This last one sold for $80, and I think you can get at least $100 for it. So when they priced it at $13.99, they must have been looking at the wrong thing. Because as soon as I saw it, even if it was records, because I scanned it on Amazon, it's selling for about $150 on Amazon, but I didn't read that it was CDs. I just scanned it. I saw the price. I'm like, oh, $14. I'm getting that for dang sure. And then back in the day, Kiss did 4 solo albums. They were all released on the same day, but this is the re-release of 2004. They were selling for $17. I can get $35 for it, but it'll be a quick, easy thing to list and flip. And then this one's a little bit stumper for me, Marie. I paid $15. This is a 2010 record from the band All That Remains. The record's called For We Are Many. The whole band signed this. And they priced it like it wasn't autographed because the last one sold, they've been selling for $18. So this is $15. So they were definitely pricing it for what the kind of going rate is for this record. But it's signed by the whole band. And I cannot find many records at all signed by this band. And I can't find this one anywhere. So I think I got a pretty good $15 investment in this.
Nice. So
Tenor says he's got tons of metal spindles. So I'm guessing the metal isn't all that rare. So a boy could dream. And then the last things from the book section of the thrift store. Yeah, it's a $15 book, but it's fun to leaf through. I got it for 50 cents on a half off day. The Wonderful World of Disney magazine. It's actually pretty fun to leaf through and see what was happening back then at Disney. Then if you go to Hawaii, the Polynesian Cultural Center is kind of like an amusement park for Hawaiian and tiki nerds. And so here's the 40th anniversary program. I can't find anyone selling it, but I'm sure I can get about $25 for it. And that also was 50 cents. All right, what you got?
I don't know anything about this. So somebody out there probably will. Somebody else probably sells stuff like this, but I couldn't pass it up for $4. This is a large, there you go. Oh, you can get all the reflection on it. Gosh darn it. But it's a large portrait, vintage, obviously.
Angle it backwards. Angle it back. There you go. Just like that.
There you go.
Way less of me and way more of that lady.
Yeah. And so it was so pretty, and the frame is just amazing. And so I'm not really sure where to start on this one, but I wanted to share it because it was really cool. But I really don't want to hang it out too long because it's kind of big and taking up space. So if anybody sells vintage pictures of people, let me know.
And yeah, so Tom says heat gun to remove those stickers. Absolutely, you should have a heat gun or hair dryer desk to get stickers off of cardboard and paper. Rags wants to know how you authenticate the signatures. If you're selling a Mickey Mantle signed baseball or a Marilyn Monroe signed script or a Joe Montana signed Super Bowl ticket, you're gonna want to spend the money to get those authenticated. Ain't no one wasting time faking the drummer's autograph of All That Remains. Now, this will increase the value, but there really isn't an underground market in faking the drummer from a band that only your kids know. There isn't. But there is a market to fake Mickey Mantle. All right, I got one piece of electronics to show you. You got any electronics there?
So not this.
All right, hold on. I didn't see what you got. What do you got? What is that little tiny baby thing?
It's a portable CD player. But
CD?
This one goes for $40. I even tried it to make sure that it worked. I grabbed a CD from, I plugged it in, and then I grabbed a CD from the CD section. I mean, the DVD from the DVD section. So portable DVD player. This one is a Magnavox. So I only paid, well, it says $7.99, so I paid, what, $6.49 for it or whatever.
Okay, so mine's a smidge bigger than yours. Holy shit. Now, this is a dual deck Go Video. But typically, you'll see 2 VCRs. Now, this one's a little different. You can see how the one side's a little bit smaller than the other side. So this is a dual deck hi-fi 8mm. So this was when you had the not the webcams, the personal camcorders that had the little tapes in them. So you could copy the little tape onto
I might have one like that.
There might be a tape in there. The little tape onto a regular size VHS tape, and it's got the remote. So I paid $20. The last one sold for $100, and there's only one listed right now for $500. Now that person's definitely smoking some good drugs. It's not a $500 machine, but he figures he's the only one right now. So if you're in dire need of ones, I'll get mine up. I'll probably list it at 150 and still shoot for $100. So that's kind of cool. Ugh. But yes, mine will be a little trickier to ship than Marie's is a little more handheld. All right.
I only have 2 things left.
Yeah. So show your 2 and then I'll finish it up.
Okay.
And don't go nowhere because I got some amazing stuff to finish off here with.
All right. So this, again, was part of the find the CD or $15. And I couldn't believe how much this Barney CD goes for. If this thing averages about 20 to 30, if you can find it brand new still in the plastic cover, the last one sold for $99 on eBay. Freaking crazy.
And aren't CDs fun?
That is ridiculous. And then my last one is kind of a little short story of parting out things. So I won an auction for some Barbie dolls, and I went to go pick it up and thought that I was getting a fabulous deal on these holiday Barbie dolls. Of course, I've listed them all and nothing has sold. But when I went there, on the table, there was these Madame Alexander dolls. Now, if any of you know Madame Alexander dolls, I'm used to seeing them in the 8-inch and the 12-inch size. Well, these people had just started their online auction, and they are not that great at taking pictures. So it was a lot of 8, but they only had a picture of 1 at the beginning, and then you had to scroll through to see the rest. They didn't have a picture of them all together. So I get there, and they're on this table, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I had no idea they were that big. And they're like, the lady never paid for them. So if you want them, you can make me an offer. And so I offered her $50 for 8 of them, all brand new in the boxes with the tags, freaking amazing dolls. And I assume I'm getting a great deal. I start researching them and realizing the dolls only go for about $40, but because they're so huge to ship, it's going to be another $30 to ship. And then I start scrolling down and I start seeing replacement parts. And one of the things that was replacement was, if you see this little teeny tiny ring.
Oh, yeah.
This is a ring from a doll. It was not easy taking these dolls out of the boxes, throwing the boxes away, taking all their clothes off. But I have sold 4. This is the 4th ring right here. I've already sold 3 for $24.99 a piece. I have sold 5 naked dolls for $24.99 a piece. I have sold the shoes for $19.99 a piece. I have sold the nylons for $12.95 a piece. And I have sold some of the outfits for $50 a piece. Like this right here is one of the outfits that I still have. But I have made about $400 already off that $50 investment by taking the doll apart. Whereas you could go online and you could buy the whole entire doll, but then pay for the whole shipping and have the whole thing for cheaper than that. But people don't want to do it. So I'm like, okay, I'll just take them apart. So it was very cool.
All right. Now, I don't have any doll things, but I'm going to bounce off your CD thing because, look, www.flippincds. If you haven't taken my course yet, you're missing out because this is great CDs from Goodwill, $2 each. I think the average sale price will be about $15. So I spent like $30. So 30 times 15, $450. That's a pretty good return. Yeah. CDs are super easy to list and ship. Just to show you, this Time Life CD sells for $22 all the time. I paid $2 for it. What else is in here for Ian Dury and the Blockheads, 80s guy, sells for about $2. Let's see here. Now, this is a special version of the Devil's Reject soundtrack. So that's a Rob Zombie movie. So the regular soundtrack would have been just like, meh. But this is, so here's what's pretty cool. You ready? The CD soundtrack's on this side. DVD footage of making the soundtrack and the movies on this side. So because of that version, that's like a $20 CD. Now, this isn't expensive, but it's pink sealed and pentatonic sealed. So I paid $2. If nothing else, I'll trade them in next time I'm at a record store, and they'll give me like $4 for these. So I'll double my money just by taking them to the record store I'm going to go to anyway. This Leslie Gore is worth about $20, $2. And then I had some Ian Gillan from Deep Purple. I got Slade. If you don't know who Slade is, if you know who Quiet Riot is, they have a career because of Slade. This Harry Chapin's worth a good amount of money. And then for those of you into the 80s alternative scene, here's the Bauhaus live in New York City in 1998. This is like a $35, $40 CD. So that's why you should definitely take my course. And then I tell you, Marie, the other day, I almost skipped this one, and it called to me to go back and look at it and scan it because I thought it'd be a dud. Apparently not. Shirley MacLaine in concert. It's like a $30 CD. I figured it was a dud.
See, that looks like it could be Broadway. Mara was something like that.
Now, Rich Voss is a stand-up comedian. You might not know him. He is pretty funny. Okay, and this CD will sell pretty well, but it's one of those where he signed it. You know, he probably did a stand-up at like a comedy club and then signed it afterwards. So again, it'll add a little bit to my bottom line. And then while you're in the CD section, look at the books on CD. This is The Promise. President Obama Year One. It's like 12 CDs. It's unopened. So this is like $40 and I paid $2. All right, 2 more pieces of clothing and then my big haul, and we'll call it a day. So I had
an autographed shirt from, like you were saying, the comedians. Who's the one? Piff?
Yeah.
Piff, the Magic Dragon or whatever. I had an autographed shirt that I had that I sold of his, and I picked it up for like $1.99 at the thrift store. Nice.
Now, a couple of pickers says we sold the Prince Gold Experience that you showed a while back. Good info. I just found a Gold Experience yesterday too. All right, this was at Buffalo Exchange. I did pay a dear amount for it, $20, but I couldn't find it on eBay, couldn't find it on Terapeak, I couldn't find it on WorthPoint. So, it's one of those things where I think you would at least get your money back, if not a nice profit. Because how often do you see a legitimate ET phone home nice. Kitchen apron?
Nice.
With the 1982 Universal City Studios, all rights reserved, and it is in amazing condition. This has never been used. It is so crispy fresh. That's from cool. 1982, ain't never been used. So I don't think there's a huge market of people who need an ET apron, but it's such that weird rare thing that you're like, well, that could work. All right. I'm going to teach you about a brand you probably don't know of unless you happen to be a gay man watching right now. I know we have one watching, but not even all gay men know this. I just happen to know this because I've sold this product many times in the past, and it is always kind of on the cute side when I'm buying a bunch, and so I look like a bear. If you don't know what a bear is a big gay hairy man, and so of course if you're buying a gay product, people just assume you're gay. They never assume you're a flipper on eBay. So they love to tell me where the local gay bars are and everything else. So I just take them for their knowledge of the area, and then I go about flipping. So here is a hoodie sweatshirt, and here's what's on the sweatshirt. So this is called Tom of Finland, and it's legit Tom of Finland brand right there. And Tom of Finland is this kind of animated, mainly big muscular gay men in a lot of leather. A lot of leather. So I've sold a bunch of Tom of Finland books and some other Tom of Finland clothes. I have researched and researched and researched, and I cannot find this hoodie anywhere. It's like it doesn't exist in the universe except in my hand.
Just keep talking because I'm going to grab one thing really quick.
Okay. Now, I did pay $19 for it, but my knowledge of Tom of Finland and other things I've sold, and for the most part, they sell very quick, and they sell even quicker when it's kind of rare. Now, the only bummer is it is a size small. Obviously, gay men come in all shapes and sizes, but the kind of look of Tom of Finland is big buff dudes. So the small part is the only bummer, but I thought this was so cool. And the fact that I can't find it, I'm throwing it up for $100 minimum. Okay. So Tom of Finland, write it down. Keep your eyes open for it. I know some of you might not touch it because you're like, that goes against my morals, or I'm too shy. But if you've got a fellow thrifter friend nearby, call them. Here's my line. My line is, if it's legal to own and legal to sell, I'm pretty much flipping it. Some people have lines. Some of you wouldn't even pick this up, the NRA hat, which is fine. My view on guns is I don't care if you got them or not. I really don't care. But my line is, if it can make me legal money, I am all for it. Do you have a Tom of Finland thing sitting there?
I do not.
Okay.
I was looking before, but when you brought that out, I found 2 vests at a garage sale, and one of them has like sexy firemen on it, like shirtless firemen on each side. And then I have another one that I think has like construction workers. So they're both like oversized women's, but they have these half naked men on them. They're so cool. So, and there's no brand on them. I'm assuming they're handmade, but they're really fun.
All right, so we're going to end on this. Now, you've seen a ton of cool stuff. You've seen great brands, great type of products. Now, I'm going to show you how I crush it based on my knowledge of CDs and stuff, because going hand in hand with CDs is called the Guitar Tab book. So what happens is when Korn puts out their album, Take a Look in the Mirror, they then put out, for like Sam Ash and the guitar stores, the music and how to play the guitar parts. If you're a Billy Joel, you'd put out the piano books, and sometimes it's just for the lyrics. And they'll also do bass tabs, but the guitar tabs are the norm. And so Stacy knows, my wife, in case you don't know who Stacy is, she knows when we hit record stores, they'll have book sections now, and she's gotten pretty good at keeping herself occupied when we hit record stores. In the past, before she understood the amount of money to be made out of the record stores, she would get this glazed over look in 20 minutes, and I knew my time was done at the record store. But now that she's got the tools that I've taught her and uses her smartphone, she realizes that if I'm doing my norm at the record store, she can go hit the book section, and in it's 2 man hours having the same time, we can make more money. So we're hanging out on a Friday night. We meet a friend for dinner, and then we're going to go see a band play that we're friends with. And in between dinner and the band's gig, there's a record store we like, and we haven't been in a while. So I'm like, hey, let's stop in. She's like, cool. So those records I showed you, that big CD box set, they all came from that. So I find Stacy in the book section, and she has in the middle of the mother lode of hard rock, heavy metal songbooks. Now, some of you, most of these bands won't mean much to you. You probably, if you listen to it, like my mother, to be like, yeah. But it's when you find what I'll call fringe stuff is where the big money is. Now, they priced every book at $4.99. I got 29 books. I'm going to go through them quick, but I've written down on the back what they sold for on eBay. And this is at the lower end. Amazon, they're all selling for more than the eBay, but the price I wrote down is what just sold in the last couple of weeks on eBay. So these are guaranteed sale prices, no shit. Okay, this Korn, 15 bucks. This Korn, 15 bucks. Now, on Amazon, it's going to be like 20, 25, okay? This is Richie Blackmore, 15 bucks. Aerosmith rocks, and I'm sorry about the shiny glare, 20 bucks. This is Yngwie Malmsteen's Odyssey, $22. This is Richie Blackmore's Rock Score, $23. This is Anthrax Sound of White Noise, going to be for $25. This is Joe Satriani, Not of This Earth, $25. Van Halen 5150, now just over 30 bucks, but it is also the 35th anniversary, and it's been in the news this week of this album, 5150. So I might even get a little bit more for it. Megadeth, The World Needs a Hero, $30. Sepultura Roots, $30. Megadeth, The System Has Failed, $30. Jimi Hendrix, Band of Gypsies, $30. Sepultura, Chaos AD, $30. Pantera, Great Southern Trendkill, $35. Pantera, Far Beyond Driven, $35. Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force, $35. Slayer, Undisputed Attitude, $40. Sepultura, Beneath the Remains, $40. Eric Johnson, Tones, $40. Joe Satriani, Time Machine, $40. Slayer, Divine Intervention, $35. Yngwie Malmsteen, Eclipse, $40. And now the good stuff. Okay, that was just that's okay stuff. All right, Slayer, Hell Awaits, last sold, $60. Sepultura, Arise, last sold, $60. Wasp, The Headless Children, last sold, $60. Fear Factory, The Evolution of Fear Factory, last sold, $65. And now, can I get a drum roll, please? For $4.99 each, we bought 29 of them, $144 invested. This Wasp, which one is this? First Blood, Last Cuts, just sold on eBay for $180. And this one, Marie, I can't find. I have looked eBay. I have looked Terapeak. I have looked WorthPoint. So I have an idea. SOD, Stormtroopers of Death, Speak English or Die. Can't find it anywhere. I think a minimum of $200 for this book. So that $144 investment will yield me over $1,300 in sales. And if I throw them up on Amazon, which I'll probably start them there, I would think a 20% bump. So now we're looking at like $1,600 on a $144 investment.
Wow.
I packed my mic away. I would drop the mic right now if I could. Drop. So, yeah. So let me tell you, these are the kind of things I teach when I'm teaching music stuff. It kind of goes hand in hand with CDs. And you got to know what to look for because we did leave a lot behind. Now, we go to ring out. The kid goes, oh, man, these came in 2 weeks ago. This obviously came. Let me hold the whole thing up so you can see how massive it is. This obviously came from one person. It's all the same genre, really hard rock, heavy metal. And he said, oh, yeah, we sold some of the good ones. I got the not good ones. Can you imagine?
Where did you find those at?
They were in a record store.
Oh, okay.
Just sitting in the book section. So, and we did leave a lot behind. There are plenty, you know, it's like any other CD, it's like books. There's plenty that are worth $1. There's plenty. But when you can take the time, when you have the skill set to look, and she was so buried because there's so many, I jumped in with her. And man, we're just pulling out all these 30s and 40s, and then we hit the 180. And then the SOD, which we can't find anywhere, like it's got a rank of 7 million on Amazon. So if you know rank, that's a shitty rank, but it's 7 million and there's none. There's none on Amazon. So that's when I love a high rank. That means it is impossible to find. So when I look everywhere for that book, it shows up nowhere. Nowhere. No, not LA, right here in Vegas. We went out to dinner at the corner of Trop, Flamingo, and Paradise. We drove down Flamingo to Eastern to cut over to Tropicana to go to see our friend's band. And on the way was a record store, so we just stopped. You know, you never know what you're going to find. I find, you know, between those records and that, I find $2,000 worth of profit sitting there. In maybe an hour total. So an hour of our time is going to turn into $2,000. So if you're not hitting the record stores, you should be. And definitely head over to flippincds.com and get my webinar if you haven't yet. Because the second you find it, my webinar is $50. The second you find one thing for $100, boom, you're paid for. Boom. Shaboom. Are those your dogs?
Yes. Avi. The postman just dropped something off at our door and rang the doorbell.
So someone asked, and I'll end on this, am I going to list on Amazon or eBay? I'm going to list on Amazon to start, but those last two that are going to be in my $200, maybe $300 range, I'll probably put them on both because the customer who's going to spend that money, there isn't a ton of them. There'll be plenty of customers to buy the $20 books. But if you're spending $200 on a book, it's not, you know, there's not 100 people waiting to spend $200 on a book. So I will ride the fence and list on both. Oh my God. Look at that adorableness. Hey, put your tongue away. This is a family show.
Where's Atosha? Oh, he's at the house, huh?
He's at the other house, yeah. He still is figuring out the new location, so he doesn't just get it yet. But all right, well, thank you, everybody. Do us a favor, give us a thumbs up down below. I am sure you learned at least one thing today, and that one thing you've learned will make you money in the future. But don't forget, take notes. Go out and apply those notes. A lot of people watch these shows and they enjoy them, but they don't take any notes. And so if you've never heard of Tom of Finland, you've heard of it now, but if you didn't write it down, in 2 weeks, I guarantee you're going to be like, what was that gay sweatshirt? That's what you're going to think, but you're not going to remember the Tom of Finland part. So make sure you write that stuff down. Make sure you apply it and get out there and start looking for this stuff because it is out there between what Marie found, what I found. We have a lot of money that we just shared with you over a little over an hour that we've made, that we will make off the cool shit that we found in Vegas and in kind of middle between Phoenix and Tucson.
And can I say something really quick?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I want to say congratulations to my daughter, Mara. She's thrifting out of her dorm room, and they have some books that they're getting rid of in another part of their school, so they put them out in the hallway. So she's been scanning books, And she just sold two sets of books for about $90 that she got for free out of the hallway at her school.
Now that is awesome. That is thrifting 101. Thrift wherever you can. So now that I'm switching offices, someone said, have you found anything you've forgotten you had? Oh, it's like Christmas every moment now. As we're cleaning through stuff, as we're sorting, as we're redoing the office. Yeah. So it's going to be 4 piles. List, donate, trade in, garage sale, and trash. 5 piles. So when you get that chance to go through everything, do it. And don't, do it. You're gonna feel so good at the end of it. And this move to the new office, why I'm doing this, I am documenting it. I will be using it as things to teach, how to take your business to the next level. First step is get an assistant. Second step is to find a space that you can really excel in. So with that,
Asta.
we're going to say thank you, everyone, for tuning in on this Tuesday afternoon. Secret Beach, we have a webinar tomorrow about hitting the bins. So Secret Beachcombers, make sure you're ready for Andrew's webinar. And then Thursday night, Thrifty Business will be back at its normal time, 8 p.m. East Coast, 5 p.m. West Coast. And I think I will be able to get my mom and I show in this week. I just had too much to do with moving my office this past weekend. So we'll be back onto our normal schedule this week. And with that, I will say aloha. Bye.